Hi there. Hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson, I will teach you definite integrations involving exponential functions. Of course, there is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. First one, to evaluate this. So first of all, we need to know how to integrate exponential functions first. So let me just write down the rule. So if we have integrate e to the f of x respect to x, so we just find f dash x and the function over that. Okay, so that will give me equal to e to the fx, and then we divide by f dash x. We differentiate that. So that will give me over f dash x, and we add a constant. But in this case, we find the definite integration, so we don't need to add c. So now that is equal to, so if we differentiate this, so differentiate 2x will give me 2. So we just divide by 2. So that will give me e to the 2x, and then we divide by 2. So f dash x is equal to 2. Keep that in mind. And then that is from negative 2 to 1. So we can just substitute the value in now. But easier if I take the half out, okay? So this is exactly the same as like this, okay? A half of e to the 2x from negative 2 to 1. That is exactly the same. But then I can take the half out. It makes it easier for substitution. So I can just write like this. So now I just substitute the value in. That will give me a half. And then we substitute 1 into x. So that will give me 2 times 1 is 2. So that is e to the 2. And when we minus, now we just substitute negative 2 into x. So 2 times negative 2 give me negative 4. So that is equal to e to negative 4. So there you go. So I can just simplify this. So to simplify this, let me just write this down. So that becomes a half e squared. Of course, e to the power of negative 4, we can make it into positive indices. So we bring the e to the negative 4 down. So it becomes 1 over e to the power 4. So there you go. But we can even simplify further if we want. So we can just times this by e to the 4. And then we divide by e to the 4. So the common denominator the same now. So what I do now, I just write in one fraction. So that becomes a half. So that becomes 4 plus 2, give me 6. So e to the power of 6 minus 1 over e to the 4. And I can even times a half in. So that will give me e to the power of 6 minus 1 over 2e to the 4. So there you go. Part B. So what we do, we need to integrate these functions, and then we integrate these functions. Okay, keep that in mind. So to integrate e power of 3x minus 1. So what we do, we just differentiate this function here. So to differentiate 3x minus 1, so that will give us 3. Okay, so that becomes equal to divide by 3. So e 3x minus 1 divided by 3. So that's done. Then we need to integrate this. So integrate x, give me x squared. Remember, x power of n dx. So that give me x power of n plus 1. And we divide by n plus 1. And add a constant, of course, for indefinite integrations. So x means x power 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So x power of 2. And then we divide by 2. And that's it. So now it's from 1 to 3. So now we just substitute the 3 into this x here. So that will give me equal to e. And 3 times 3 is 9. And 9 minus 1 is 8. So e to the power of 8 over 3. And we add. And then we have 3 squared is 9 over 2. So now we substitute 1 into x values, okay? So now 3 times 1 is 3, and then we minus 1, give me 2. So we minus e to the power of 2 over 3. Then we add, put the 1 in, and 1 square is 1. So we add a half here. So there you go. Now what I do, I just simplify this. So that will give me, so I can write a third of e to the 8. And what we do, we go 9 over 2, we minus a half. So that means 9 minus 1 is 8. And then we divide by 2, give me 4. So we add 4. And we left with minus e squared over 3 is exactly the same as minus a third e squared. So there you go. Please pause the video and try this one yourself. Hi there, I'm back. How do you go? So let me go through them with you, okay? Before I do that, please do not forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't done so you can help me to grow my channel. So let's get into it. So first of all, we just need to differentiate f of x. So to differentiate 4 minus x, so differentiate that will give me negative 1. So we just divide by negative 1. So that is equal to 2 e to the 4 minus x, we divide by negative 1. And it is from 0 to 1. So this is 0, this is 1. So what I do, I just simplify this. So 2 divided by negative 1, give me negative 2. So I can also take the negative 2 out like this to make it easier for substitute, okay, later on. So that e to the 4 minus x. And from 0 to 1. So now we just need to substitute the value 1 into x and then the 0 into x, okay? So let me just move this down. So that is negative 2. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So e to the power of 3, we minus e. 4 minus 0 is 4. So there you go. So I can just simplify this by times by negative 2. Okay, expand the brackets if you like. You times this if you like. So that will give me negative 2 e to the 3 plus 2 e to the 4. Then we normally do not write negative in front, so we can avoid that. So by just write 2 e to the 4 minus 2 e to the 3. So there you go. Second one. So we just need to integrate these functions and then these functions, okay? Keep that in mind. So first of all, we just differentiate this. So differentiate 2t will give me 2. So we just divide by 2, okay? So that is equal to e to the 2t, we divide this by 2. And then we differentiate this. So differentiate 3 minus t will give me negative 1, okay? Keep that in mind. So that becomes minus e to the 3 minus t divided by negative 1. And then we just brackets, put negative 1 to 2. So now what I do, I just simplify this a bit further. So that will give me e to the 2t over 2. And we have a negative and a negative here. So negative 1 divided by negative 1 give me positive. So we just add e to the 3 minus t. And it is from negative 1 to 2. So now what I do, I just substitute 2 into the t value here. So now 2 times 2 is 4. So that is e to the power 4 divided by 2. And 3 minus 2 give me 1. So e to the power 1. And then now we need to substitute the negative 1 into these values here. So that is minus. So negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. So e to the power of negative 2 over 2. And we add. Now 3 minus negative 1. So it becomes 3 plus 1. So that gives me 4. E to the power of 4. Otherwise you can just put down a calculator. Okay. So then bracket this. So I can simplify this a little bit further. So that will give me. So this is e power 4 over 2. We minus e power 4. So in another word, a half minus 1, if you like, which is correct like terms. So half minus 1 give you negative a half. So we can just write negative a half e to the power 4. And then we have e to the power 1. We can just write add e to the power 1. Or we can just write e. And then this one here, we can actually put the negative index, put it down, become positive. And then we minus, and then 1 over 2. So e to the power negative 2 bring down, become e squared, positive. So there you go. Of course, you can rewrite, avoid the negative number. So we can just rewrite this to avoid negative in front. So that becomes e to the power 1 and minus a half of e power 4 minus 1 over 2e squared. So that will do. And I hope you got it correct. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.